Hi everyone, this is Marcel from ScaleupNow. Today we are talking about the Rule of 40. As always, those videos are not legal, tax, accounting, or investment advice. Let's get started. So what is the Rule of 40? It was first mentioned online in 2015 by Brad Feld and Fred Wilson, both successful venture capital investors. Brad Feld is the author of Venture Deals, the book that every entrepreneur should read. Lately, the Rule of 40 has been mentioned everywhere. There's a recent Forbes article. There's an excellent paper from McKinsey. Jim Cramer mentions it on his show. Here is the original definition. Annual revenue growth rate plus operating margin should be equal to or greater than 40%. It's very straightforward. Again, annual revenue growth as a percentage. Add EBITDA over revenue together should be 40% or more. It's a very powerful post-chasm metric for technology and software companies. Example, for companies in hypergrowth, growing 60% a year in revenue. Well, under the Rule of 40, they can afford negative 20% operating margin. Companies growing 40% a year should break even. Company growing 20% a year should have 20% operating profit. If it's 5% a year, it should be 35% operating profit or more. It matters because first, demonstrates discipline, balancing growth and profitability. Also, it follows the business life cycle. It commands a market valuation premium. It's used by investors as a screening tool. And it's communicated as a performance metric by analysts, CEOs, and CFOs. Let's look at two quick examples from VCs. First, Battery Ventures. They start with a grid, x-axis revenue growth, y-axis profitability. They draw a line, it's a Rule of 40 cutoff. At 40% growth, we break even. Everything to the right passes the Rule of 40. Now they add another line, it's a 30% growth cutoff. We now have 4 quadrants. Cream of the crop, companies that pass the Rule of 40 and grow more than 30%. Maturing companies, focused on growth and what they call the red zone. Same approach with Volition Capital. Their model is online, fed by public company data. Again, the Rule of 40 cutoff, the growth cutoff, and they calculate median revenue multiple for each quadrant. In the yellow box, here is where you can access that model. This concludes our video. As always, ScaleupNow is here to support your growth, from startup to scale up.